Hello, good day, and welcome. So throughout this year I've been conducting the Build My Bag series where I take clubs from different manufacturers, face them off against one another in a challenge style format, in the hope that I can create a perfect set of golf clubs, and that is what we will be exploring in today's video. Because the circle is complete, and I'm out here at Formula Ladies, it's potentially my last round of the year, which is sad, but it will mean 2020 is over, which is okay by me. And as I am going around playing, make sure you get down into those comments, let me know what you currently are rocking in your bag, what suggestions you have for my bag, and if I have created what you would call the perfect set of clubs. Might be the first time in history off this first tee I've actually found the centre of the club face. And guys, if you have liked the Build My Bag series this year, please let me know by walloping that like button, but it'll also help spread a little bit of festive cheer my way. Well, how about we start with this, the branding iron of doom. So this putter is the LAB Directed Force 2.1, and yes, I'm aware it is not great looking, it's a bit cumbersome, it's the kind of thing you would run away from in a dark alley. However, LAB stands for light angle balanced, and the whole point of this putter, according to Lab, is the technology within this putter makes it easy for the golfer to keep that putter blade square to their arc. I got fitted for this putter, well, kind of. I went through an online fitting, but it seemed to work wonders pretty much straight away. The first round I played with it at Carlisle was unbelievable, really. Now, whenever you have a look at putter technology, and this is no different, you gotta have a certain amount of skepticism. But there are certain features about this putter which I think are unique and which I think are just really good. What? So the grip on this thing is very unusual. It makes you lean your hands forward. It's like a preset forward press before you actually even take your stroke. We've got a very expensive upgraded shaft in the Stability Tour, and the way that the shaft falls into the center of the club head, combined with this white line which runs directly through the middle, with the club face being set forward of that shaft, it just makes it a very unusual, very unique putter. It also makes it very easy to line up, and certainly with the ball that I'm using at the moment, that's exactly what it feels like. Just a note on shafts like this in putters, if they actually make much of a difference, not done enough research to conclude either way. That's certainly something I'm going to be looking at doing a little bit more very soon. Also got this grooved face. It's an aluminium club head, and there is one problem with it I've found. This matte black finish, can you see how on the top of this club head, it's got lots of little marks? So if I just basically put a nail mark across it, can you see how quickly that comes up? Literally just rub it off. There's no problems, but it's a little bit disconcerting. If you're going to be spending this much money on a putter and then all of a sudden you see it marking like that, yeah, it can be a cause for concern, but like I said, it is just wipeable off. Go, go. What a putter. It don't miss. Would seem an appropriate time to start talking about these little bad boys. So first place to start with the Vokey SMX is a slight annoyance, because in person they look absolutely amazing, but on camera they just don't look that great murdered out. I'm not shooting them right. I need to enhance their beauty somehow a little bit more. By the way, if you're going to come down and play Formula Ladies, it's not driver off this tee. It's not really driver off any tee. Just trying to show off. I got away with it there. With the Vokies, I think it's one of the first golf clubs where, in quite a long time actually, that I've fully embraced the marketing. And when I say marketing, when golf manufacturers bring out new golf clubs, the things that they say, generally they have actually done. The question becomes, has it actually made that much of a difference to the overall performance of the club? The Vokies have a progressive CG, which means the centre of gravity within the club head actually changes from wedge to wedge, from loft to loft. Hold on, That's sunshine. Now the reason that's important is with wedges, certainly for me, I like to flight my wedges a little bit. I hate that shot that kind of rolls up the club face, finishes short, well feels like it rolls up the club face anyway. That kind of weak flighted wedge, not a fan of that. Now what the vokies deliver is a very consistent flight, and ever since I've started to use them, I agree, that's what they offer. I've tried softer wedges and I've tried wedges which spin actually a little bit more. It comes down to what you're looking for in a golf club.
Actually not lying too bad, it's set up really well. Oh yeah, check out that ball, I'll get onto that in a minute.
Pretty much equidistant to the pin is set up. It's almost set up too well. Club might go underneath and have to go, go, go. Ah. I've got my wedges in a 60, a 54, a 50 and a 46 degree. The 46 degree I really like, but there's actually quite a big gap between that and then my Mizuno 99, which I'll get onto in a moment. I've got a wedge flex shaft in there as well, and I've got an assortment of different grinds, which, let's be honest, Vokey, that's what they're, I'm not going to say famous for, but I would say they have some renown. You know, Bob Vokey is a grind master.
We're 125 here on one of my favourite par 3s in the world, 46 degree. 10 degrees of bounce in a F grind, which stands for flipping heck a hole in one on the way.
Now my last build the bag video was on the golf ball and I came out with a Vice Pro Plus. Now that was quite a surprise to me. It was tested against some of the premium balls in the market and actually performed remarkably well. It shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, it's a 4-piece construction tour price golf ball. But Vice are an internet-based company, you wouldn't have expected it to be quite that good. But more importantly, they do offer custom printing, and I've just got an order of them through and they've got Murph's face on.
Look at him in his little face. One big advantage of this ball, which I really like as well, is this line. I love the fact it's in a little block. It makes it really easy to line up, but also it's exactly the same width as the line on my lab putter. Now that's a happy accident, but boy oh boy, it makes me so much more comfortable over the ball when it's lined up like that.
Now to lose some layers. This might look a bit mad, but I'm aiming like that way. It's a short dog leg. Mwah. Buonissimo. I'm going to try and torque all the way from the tee down to the green on this 3-wood just because that looked amazing. I'm not going to say hole in one on a par 4 amazing, but I'm going to say eagle putt. And that is the huge advantage about this 3-wood, because the LST stands for low spin technology. However, a lot of 3-woods I'm finding at the moment, because manufacturers want to claim about distance, they are actually spinning like hardly at all. And 3-woods for me are about control. They're about attacking short par 4s. They're about going into par 5s in 2. They're about finding fairways off the tee when you really need to. I've got a driver for distance. I don't need that with my 3-wood. And even though it's an LST 3-wood, it actually spins a decent amount for me. So that's a slight contradiction within this 3-wood, the fact that it's a low spinning, it spins enough. It's just a good 3-wood. Obviously got the turbulators along the top, that's no news there.
It's got this miraging steel. It's at 14.5 degrees and I've just kept it at that.
It's got a 10x70 gram shaft, which weight wise is perfect for me in a 3-wood. It's got a really shallow profile. When it hits shots like that,
I will take it. Out for an eagle.
It's a very interesting course for me, ladies, because it's not long at all, and that was a 250-yard par 4 there. But if you're offline, you're going to be, you're not going to be having fun.
Par 5, and it makes sense to finally talk about the sim.
Now the sim, I
think might be the longest serving club in my bag, which for a driver is pretty impressive. If you think about how quickly drivers are brought out and certainly how much I test them, having something in the bag for a long time really does show the quality of that club, I think. The quality of that club in my opinion anyway. Now SIM stands for shape in motion, which is all about this fin which sits quite pronounced on its backside. And TaylorMade say it's all about increasing club head speed in the most critical part of the swing. So basically on the downswing about halfway between that and hitting the ball. Now aerodynamics is something which are very hard to measure, and I think it's quite a hard sell for many companies to get across to consumers. But in this particular case, honestly, the fin on the bottom, if it works or not, great, I don't care. Because I can swing other drivers as fast as I can swing the SIM, but when I conducted the Build My Bag test earlier in the year, this destroyed the competition. It absolutely annihilated everything. So again, I spin my driver quite a lot, but the SIM is such a low spinning driver. And in conjunction with that Diamond shaft and the fact that I've got the loft cranked right down, it's just an absolute beast. Just front edge of the chance for a eagle. Another thing which I absolutely love about the SIM driver is just the way it looks. It's becoming a recurring theme of the Build My Bag series, I know. But the carbon across the top with that chalk white, I'm not massively keen on the graphics on the top of the club head, but it just looks so inviting behind the ball. And I know that looks aren't everything about a golf club. I've hit some golf clubs such as my putter, which are ugly as sin, but do the job. But I think if you're confident about the way that a golf club looks, if you're setting up behind the ball and you think, yeah, I really fancy hitting this, confidence is such a massive, underrated factor when you're trying to pick a golf club. Another birdie. We might turn this into an 18-hole match, I think. Now when I spoke about this being a perfect bag, I lied a little bit because there is still one big problem area. The gap between my 4-iron and my 3-wood. Now the reason this is a problem area for my bag, from my 4-iron to the 3-wood, there is that big gap as far as distance is concerned. Now the MP22 iron that I've got is absolutely beautiful off the tee. When you hit a sting of that club, it's just godlike. It is beautiful. But off the fairway, it's not quite as easy to hit. And I just found it wasn't quite as forgiving as I wanted it to be. You know, a 2-iron is a demanding club to hit. So I put a SIM hybrid in there, which did a job and actually I quite enjoyed, but it just wasn't as controllable as I wanted it to be. So I put my old M5 5-wood in and it just went a little bit too far. And I kind of had a bit of a hook with it. So this part of my bag is something that I do need to work on much harder. Guys, please forgive me and I will hopefully come back with a better answer very soon. Nip that so well. So this leads me inexorably on to my irons. Forged in the heart of samurai country, these are my Mizuno MP20 irons. And I've wanted a set of Mizuno irons for forever really. And it's just transpired that I've not actually managed to use any literally throughout my entire golfing career. 5 years is a long time. And the Build My Bag series is all about putting different competitors against each other and testing out their merits. But I didn't do that for the irons. I thought, you know what? I wanted a set of Mizunos. I'm going to go get fit properly. So I went down to European Tour Fitting Centre at Bearwood Lakes, where I got fully fit. I got in the tour truck, got these irons made to my exact specifications, 2 degrees flat, MP20 blade from pitching wedge through to 8-iron, even though I've taken that pitching wedge out and I've now got the Vokie in there. And then it's the MP20 MMCs, which give a little bit more help in the back, a bit more tungsten. And they just feel, well, nothing feels like a Mizuno. Again, a little bit of marketing, which I actually agree with. And I can go through some of the technology in these irons, but Mizuno blades have been great for forever. You know, if you found a pristine set of MP33s from 20 years ago, you're still going to have an amazing set of blades. So I want to keep them in the bag for at least another season, just to fully understand and enjoy the experience of Mizuno iron. But that was nice.
Guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've included the links to all the Build My Bag videos within this video, so please go check them out. Get down into those comments. Let me know what clubs you're rocking. Let me know what you think about my selection, and also what clubs you think I should be testing coming up. As always, if you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned for this video on the back nine, this course management, how low can I go today, because I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. Right guys, thanks for watching. I will see you soon.